Welcome to Mr. Biz Radio, biz talk for biz owners. If you're ready to stop faking the funk and take your business onward and upward, this show is for you. And now, here's Mr. Biz, Ken Wentworth.
All right, welcome to another episode of Mr. Biz Radio. Me, Mr. Biz, Ken Wentworth, and this week we're going to talk about a couple different things. And we've had some guests on fairly recently that we talked about mediumship, afterlife, things like that, and the tie-in that it has to law of attraction. Today we're going to focus on the law of attraction and specifically relating it to business, how you can utilize the law of attraction to help your business, help you run your business more efficiently, things like that, different ways you can use it. Because I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it. If you haven't read the book or any of the books and things associated with that, and maybe you want to kind of dip your toe in at least a little bit and learn a little bit more about it, we're going to talk about some things that, again, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, and maybe even if you're not in your corporate job and things like that, that you can relate. So our guest this week is June Edward. She has been a psychic since a child. However, she didn't realize she was also a medium until later in life. Some of her gifts have been passed on since her mother was also a medium. She also passed on the other side herself when she was 27 years old and came back to this side by choice. June can offer firsthand experience that life after life does exist. And I should mention, she's also a 4-time author. So, June, welcome to Mr. Biz Radio.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So I've always been, well, I shouldn't say always, for the last several years, I want to say, I'm pretty sure it was right around COVID or maybe a little bit before COVID. So let's say 2019 or so is when I first I'd heard of the law of attraction before. I'd never really delved into it. And I got into it at that point, and I watched the Netflix movie. I've seen it several times now. I read several books on law of attraction, things like that. Got a bunch of books about it. And so it's always been intriguing to me for the last several years, and I wanted to have you on to talk about that. But before we start diving into that, June, if you would tell us a little bit about your career, your entrepreneurial journey up to this point.
Sure. So currently, I'm a relationship expert, best-selling author, the creator of the Relationship Mastery Program, and a psychic medium. Died when I was 27, came back by choice. I've been in business my entire life. I grew up in business. My dad was the #1 lottery dealer for the entire state. He was the first Mr. Donut in the country. And yeah, I'm a trained chef. I'm a certified medical esthetician and class 1 cosmetologist. I was in real estate, done many things, worn many hats. And knowing what I know now would have made my life so much easier. When I teach people about relationship, everything's relationship. You're in relationship in business. You're in relationship with your coworkers, your employees, your customers, people that are happy at home, and their home relationships are happier at work, and vice versa. So everything is connected. And my latest book, All's Fair in Love and Karma, talks about the 5 lessons that our soul is here to learn so that your soul can advance. And it's all, we learn those lessons faster in relationship, no matter who that is. Relationship is not always just an intimate relationship. It's whoever,
Sure.
Brother, sister, father, coworker. So yeah, and I teach people how energy works. Everything in the universe is energy, and people don't understand it because they can't see it. But you can't see the air you're breathing, and it's there. You can't see the microwaves cooking your food, and it's there. So when I died at the age of 27, it was quite the experience. I never called it a near-death experience because I literally died. And we are not the suit that sits here. We are the soul that's inside, the energetic soul. And that's what immediately went to heaven. So if you think about quantum physics and the speed of light, it's 160,000 miles a second. That's an awfully fast speed. So when you talk about speed, frequency, energy, vibration, they're all just different words for the same thing. And to get into the law of attraction, you have to raise that energetic vibration in order to get into that flow of the universe. That's what it's all about. As 3D people here in this body, we vibrate in the 500 range. Again, once you get into heaven, you're at that 160,000 miles per second. That's quite the difference.
Sure.
So what I've learned quite a bit since this happened, but your soul is way too big for your body. Some of it's in your body, some of it's over your body that people can see, and they call it an aura. And the majority of your soul is actually in that 5th dimension, the lowest level of heaven. And it orchestrates the timing of all the events in your life, and it has the knowledge of all of your lifetimes. So when I teach people how to meditate properly, you're not getting in touch with just the soul in your body. You're getting in touch with that part of your soul that's in the fifth dimension. So this is the fastest and easiest way to raise your vibration to have the law of attraction start to kick in. The problem, the problem with the law of attraction is most people don't teach you how to maintain it. You have to learn how to balance your energy to maintain it, or you're going to crash, because everything in the universe has to stay in balance. So if once you're that high, you can't maintain it if you don't know how to balance your energy, and you crash. So that's one of the other things that I do teach.
Interesting. So I have to ask, June, so you did a bunch of different things. Is there a reason for that? Were you just exploring different things, and like you get down the path a little bit and you're like, this isn't really my jam. Let me try this. Oh, that's
So
not really my
everything's a
jam.
breadcrumb, right? We plan this life before we come here, but everything's a breadcrumb. You know, I started out as a trained chef. I had a catering company. I had a fruit basket business. Then I was getting divorced. I opened a deli. Had no care for my children. I had a 10-month-old in the kitchen and a playpen, and I couldn't find decent daycare. So I was listening to my soul and didn't even understand at that point that's what I was doing. I had not died and passed to the other side at that time. But it's that gut feeling that you know, the knowing that you're supposed to do something. And I just knew I was supposed to open a daycare center. I had no background in it at the time. I'm now, you know, I ended up being a bus driver, a preschool, kindergarten teacher. You know, I had to get certified and go back to school for all these things.
Right.
But everybody thought I was nuts because I got $10,000 in my pocket from selling my restaurant, and I'm out there going to rent a 5,000 square foot building that needs 100,000 in renovations, and I've got nothing to my name. But when you listen to your soul, it's always the right thing to do, and it worked out perfect. And it ended up being the first of 2 daycares that I ended up owning. So that's the difference when you listen to your soul versus getting stuck in your computer brain, because your brain has a specific job. Its job is to protect you. How does it do that? It does it by creating fear. So most people are making their decisions based on fear. And when you do that, it's a crapshoot. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but you're always questioning yourself. Your soul knows the plan, that gut instinct, follow it. And when you learn how to get in touch with your soul, you have the answers for yourself all the time, and you know you're on the right path.
Interesting. Yeah. And I fear that I probably lean too much to the computer brain because I'm a numbers nerd, June. So
I am too. I love numbers. The whole universe is numbers. The Fibonacci sequence, 369. You have the key to the universe. There's nothing wrong with that. But still, it's the difference between processing something or making your decision from your brain or your soul. That's the difference. Your computer is there to help you process the information.
Well, what's interesting to me, you know, even just from that transition from, you know, being a chef and those different aspects in the food service industry to opening a daycare with no experience, et cetera, is like a lot of entrepreneurs. It sounds like you made that transition kind of out of necessity. You're like, hey, I can't find a decent daycare. There's a need for it around here to have a quality daycare center around here. I think there's an opportunity, and maybe you'd kind of, you know, done what you needed to do on the chef side of things, and like, okay, it's time for a new chapter in life. So, you know, from an entrepreneur perspective, I can definitely hear that. I'm sure that happened a lot with the other transitions you had. Again, this week, guys, talking with June Edward. You can find more at her website, juneedward.com. We'll put this in the show notes as well. She has a YouTube channel. You can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Come back after the break on Mr. Biz Radio.
If you would like to reach hundreds of thousands of business owners every week, Mr. Biz Radio can help. Our show airs globally 7 days a week for more than 25 hours across several internet radio stations, plus 20 plus podcast platforms. Also, video exposure on the new exclusive Mr. Biz Network streaming channel, which gets blasted to 100 plus streaming platforms, and the Mr. Biz YouTube channel, and our 350,000 social media followers multiple times every week. Join Mr. Biz Nation as an advertiser by emailing us at info@MrBizSolutions.com.
Attention, Mr. Biz Nation. We have an exclusive offer just for you. Get lifetime access to scarcity countdown timers and logic links for only $69. Yes, you heard it right. Only $69. These tools will add urgency to your email campaigns and website pages, helping you increase conversions, sales, and capture more leads. Don't miss this incredible opportunity. Visit getpulsetools.com now and take your business to new heights.
Got a question for Mr. Biz you want answered on air? Email it to info@mrbizsolutions.com. Now, once again, here's Mr. Biz.
All right, welcome back to the show. And again, this week we're talking with June Edward. You can find out more at juneedward.com. So, June, you mentioned this during the first segment a little bit, and you touched on it. And, you know, as I mentioned before we came on air here, you know, I was doing some show prep work, and I was out on your website and checking out some videos and things like that. And one of the things that seems to be very consistent amongst the many different things you do now is the aspect of energy flow. So if you could, you know, I think a lot of people, as you mentioned, you know, the microwaves, you don't see them, the air, you don't see it, but it's there. Define that for us. What is energy flow? Because I think, frankly, I don't know if I completely understand it either.
So everything's energy. Like I said, everything in the universe is energy. Even money is energy. That's why it's called currency. And it's what we use in this 3D world to show whether or not your life is in balance. If you're working too much, too many hours, you don't have any time for your children, your family, your friends. And then if you're just hoarding your money, you're not spending it, you don't have enough self-worth to even spend the fruits of your labor on yourself. These are all part of the 5 lessons that you have to learn for your soul. However, we as, you know, you're here having a human experience. I'm sure most people have seen one of the Avatar movies, and that's exactly what it's like. You have a soul inside this body. You're here having a human experience, and you wrote the plan before you came here, okay? The only thing that you can really delay in this lifetime is the lessons you're supposed to be learning. Sometimes we're stubborn. So in this human body, we vibrate in the 500 range. Once you leave this body, your soul leaves this body, if you go into the light, you're vibrating at that 160,000 mile a second vibration. It's quite the difference, okay? So when you go to sleep at night, we're in 3D here. The lowest level of heaven is 5D. When you go to sleep at night, that's 4D, your dream state. When you go to sleep, your vibration actually rises at night, and more of your soul leaves your body. So if someone from the other side is trying to get a message to you, they're going to meet you in that 4D dream state. It's all energy. Their energy is meeting your energy. Your soul energy is meeting their soul energy. Okay. So everybody's walked into a funeral, right? And felt that low vibration. That's low energy. Everybody's walked into a birthday party, right? Or a wedding and felt the high energy. How about being in love? Most people have been in love. Love is the highest vibration there is. Okay, that's the vibration you want to try to attain. And if you're happy, you're laughing, you're raising your vibration. When you're sad, you're lowering your vibration. So the way the law of attraction works, you know, there's a whole world that people can't see. And we only see what we're able to see. For instance, color doesn't exist. The only reason we see color is the shape of our eyeball and the light that's reflecting off an object. So most animals don't see color. There are people that are colorblind and don't see color. Okay. That's all energy that they're seeing. The light that's reflecting is energy. So some people see energy that other people don't. This is why they can see the souls from the other side, because they're energy. And we have equipment that can pick up that energy, right? Meters that can measure energy. So energy exists, and it's what everything has. Everything is a medium of energy. Angels exist. Most people don't see them, but they're real. They're a completely separate race. Their entire existence is to help us. But there's rules on the other side as there are here, and we have to ask first. So when you raise your vibration and if you're meditating properly and you're raising your vibration, you'll actually be able to start hearing them, seeing them, okay? Your perception will start to change. But everything will start to attract to you because we're magnets. We're either repelling or attracting at any given time. And what you want to do is be attracting the things that you want. Tell you a real quick story. When COVID hit, I wanted to buy a new car at a 2015. I figured, time to upgrade it. The last year they made it was 2018. I'm looking for a used one. All I'm finding is 30,000 miles for $40,000. I asked the angels, I said, well, they're ugly colors. They're black, they're white, they're tan. I said, at least get me one that I like, you know, saddle interior with a midnight blue metallic. That's really pretty.
Yeah.
Within hours, I had an email of a dealership. Guess what they had on the floor? Brand spanking new, no mileage, the same price as a used one, full warranty. Guess what color? Midnight blue with a saddle interior. This is how it works. They want to bring you things. You're meant to live a life of abundance, no matter what it is. You have to learn patience because it's going to come to you at the time that it's supposed to. But how quickly was that to manifest? Within hours. Okay.
And what are the odds of that, June?
And it gets better because I applied
2018, a brand new 2018, 2 years later.
And I applied for the loan and I got denied because I got divorced. I had a bankruptcy. I couldn't get the auto loan. So I put it back up to him. I said, well, you better figure out how I'm going to pay for it because I don't have the money. Clearly, this is meant to be my car. I knew it in my soul, right? That week, I had enough money come in to buy the car cash and have it delivered. This is how, it's crazy, but this is how the law of attraction works. When you get into that energy flow, it all comes to you. This is how it works. It's amazing.
So June, I have to ask you, so tell me about, I know you talk about having an equal energy exchange with your customer base. What does that look like so entrepreneurs and business owners can think about this?
So this is why we use money in the 3D to show if you're in balance, right? Because money is energy. It's why it's called currency and it has to flow. You don't walk into a grocery store and flop down $1 million to buy a gallon of milk, right? Not yet, because it has to be an equal exchange of energy. Just like whatever it is you're selling, whether you're selling a service, a product, or a widget, what's the value? The value is what someone's willing to pay for it. That's the value. And it has to be an equal exchange. I used to laugh when people would tell me, oh, you're a medium or a psychic. You should be doing your readings for free. Well, yeah, well, you get what you pay for, don't you? You're going to go to somebody for free. They're going to tell you all kinds of garbage.
Right.
I spent 1.5 years training. No one paid for my education. I've spent years, talking to the other side and understanding what's coming through. So if you want accurate, then you pay more because it's an equal exchange. I'm giving you the value of what you're paying for. This is what it means, having an equal exchange of energy.
Interesting. Okay. Now, I know the last segment, we've only got about 1.5 minutes left here. We're going to talk about how to use the law of attraction, especially in business. But what are some other things that you've learned along the way in regards to energy flow? Let's say in relationships, because I know that's a big thing that you talk about.
So again, we have karmic relationships and we have soulmate relationship. And a karmic relationship is strictly meant to teach you something or for you to teach the other person. It's a debt that's due from a previous lifetime. Once you've learned that lesson, the relationship ends immediately. It's like you look at the person and ask why they're even in your life. And it's a karmic relationship because it never quite feels right in your gut, in your soul. You're looking for the flags. You're looking for the other shoe to drop. So everyone is in your life for a reason. Doesn't mean they're going to stay forever. But you're going to get out what you put in. Again, an equal exchange. You can't take all the money out of a business and not put anything back into it and expect it to succeed. It has to be an equal exchange of energy.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Again, this week talking with June Edward. You can, again, check out her YouTube channel. She's on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter for those that are unaware. And then check out our website, juneedward.com. So I can tell you, I floated around on our website quite a bit when I was doing preparation for the show and for this interview. And she's got a ton of different things. You can see everything that she's got going on, everything that she's doing, in addition to the relationship things and law of attraction, some of the courses she has. Of course, you can check out her books, all 4 of her books on the website there. So come back after the break and we're about how to use the law of attraction in your business.
How would you like to have direct access to Mr. Biz to help you run your business more profitably and more efficiently? At MrBizSolutions.com, you get live access to not only Mr. Biz, but also several of his hand-picked and trusted business experts, each with 20 plus years of experience to help you optimally manage and grow your business. That's just the start of where Mr. Biz Solutions begins. Learn more at MrBizSolutions.com. That's MrBizSolutions.com.
Attention, Mr. Biz Nation. We have an exclusive offer just for you. Get lifetime access to scarcity countdown timers and logic links for only $69. Yes, you heard it right, only $69. These tools will add urgency to your email campaigns and website pages, helping you increase conversions, sales, and capture more leads. Don't miss this incredible opportunity. Visit getpulsetools.com now and take your business to new heights.
Check out all 3 of Mr. Biz's best-selling books at MrBizBooks.com. Now, once again, here's Mr. Biz.
All right, welcome back to the show. All right, June. So I'm going to put you on the spot here, although I've teased it. You knew we were going to talk about this, but what are some ways that we could use some of those things and create the energy necessary? Again, having that equal energy exchange with our customer base and utilizing the law of attraction to help our business, to run our businesses better, to run more profitably, et cetera.
So when you learn the 5 lessons that your soul is here to learn, you're raising your vibration and you're looking at things from a different perspective. So the first one is self-worth. Okay. Self-worth is the understanding that you're so important. You're the only one of you in this entire universe. It's not value. That's what other people place on you. Okay. So when you understand your self-worth, you also understand that what other people think of you is none of your business. What you think of you is your business. And every entrepreneur has had other people that come in and tell you how crappy you are and you don't care about anybody and you're enslaving people. And I've heard it all. Like I said, I've owned so many businesses and employed thousands of people. I've heard it all. So when you start to learn that, you can turn around and just say, I know I'm a nice person. I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. What you think of me is none of my business. And guess what? If I wasn't employing them, they wouldn't be able to put food on their table, would they? Okay.
Yep.
So unconditional love, very tough lesson to learn. But again, love is the highest vibration. So there's lots of ways of going about things, even letting someone go as an employee, because that's reality. Someone's not a good employee. They're doing something that's not going to work. They're not going to change. Time to let them go. There's ways to do it. Okay. They're not going to like it either way. That's the reality, but it keeps your vibration high. And that's the goal. Okay. Money and balance and understanding you've got to put that money out to get money back. A lot of entrepreneurs are afraid to spend their own money because, oh God, it's taken me so long to get this money and I really want to buy a house and you're hoarding your money. You can't do that. Money's meant to flow. The more you put out, the more comes back. Do you know how few entrepreneurs actually advertise their business? I'm shocked and floored, and they really think they're going to improve their business and get somewhere. I'm used to doing my own TV commercials, my own radio commercials. I advertised my businesses and my businesses did phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But you also have to learn how to reinvent your businesses because things are always changing and nothing lasts forever, right? Even my day can center, they put, the kids in the public schools all the way from 3 years old all the way up to 12. So I lost everything except for infants and toddlers, which you can't make money on. Closed it down. Opened another business, reinvented myself. This is what it's all about. You wrote the plan. You have to understand the plan. By listening to your soul, you will. You have trust in communication. You have to trust that there's a higher power. I don't care what you call it. Doesn't matter. There's 170 something thousand religions in the world. There's only one. When you pass to the other side, you will see that there is only one. You have to trust. You also have to trust that you made this plan, and anything that's happening in your life, nothing is ever happening to you. It's always happening for you. And even when you're going through your darkest day, 2020 vision, look back at those other dark days and you'll see that something good came out of it. It happened for a reason. When you're stubborn, you're not listening to your soul, you're stuck in that computer brain of yours and you're not on the right path, the universe is going to step in, guaranteed. You may not like it, so start listening to that gut instinct that you have. Then you have paying yourself first. Again, gets back to self-worth. Every employer that is actually making money pays themselves first. You're working, aren't you? Self-worth. Okay. Last lesson is patience. You're not going to get rich and famous overnight. The way the universe works is you do the work, you get the reward. It's guaranteed. If you do the work that you're supposed to be doing, following your gut instinct, there's a plan. At the end of that plan, you get the reward. And the reward is different for everybody. Maybe you're going to sell your business and go retire somewhere. Maybe you're going to leave it to your children and your grandchildren. The reward's different for everybody. It's whatever it is that you want for yourself and the plan that you made for yourself. But you have to understand the concept behind how everything works. It's just like a well-oiled, machine, right? And when everything's working perfectly and nicely, this is how it works. And there's always going to be a cog in the wheel. It just happened.
Sure.
Everything's not supposed to run smoothly in your life. If it did, it would be boring. Okay?
Right.
Just
I
like
say
you're
that all
not
the
supposed
time.
to know everything that's going to happen in your life, or you'd never get out of bed in the morning. You would have no
Right.
need, right? This is the reality. And when you understand all this, you can start looking at things from a different perspective. And instead of getting upset when things happen, you start asking, "Ooh, why is this happening? What am I supposed to be learning from this? Or am I supposed to be teaching someone else a lesson? What's the point of all this?" Because nothing's random. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, interesting. So you mentioned it several times, June, so I have to ask you, what are, I don't know, maybe one or two practical ways you keep talking about listening to your soul? And, honestly, for me, I'm thinking about like, I think I do that, and I think I do it pretty often, but maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe I'm completely off base. What are a couple of ways that you can really dive into that and listen to your soul?
Well, most people shut their soul out. They watch TV, they're listening to music, they're, listening to a book in the background, something. So then they can't listen to their soul at that point. You really have to quiet your mind. The whole way you get into your soul is not through your mind, it's by shutting your mind off. You can't get there
Yeah.
through there. Okay. And that's why meditation is the fastest and best way to raise your vibration. But you need to make sure you do it properly and protect yourself. Literally, Archangel Michael, angels are there to help you, but you have to ask. Because if you don't, again, everything in the universe has to stay in balance. There's good and there's evil. So when you open yourself up, you open yourself up to both. And again, why are you doing what you're doing? If you're doing it with a good heart and you're doing it for the right reasons and you're helping people, then you know what? If you're attached to your soul and listening to your soul, you're guaranteed to succeed, because that's why we're here. Bottom line.
Interesting. And so I'm glad I asked the question, because I can tell you, at least personally, I learned something new, because that's where I fall short as far as listening to my soul in regards to, I'm always listening to music. Like I'm always listening to music. But as you were saying that, or I'm listening to a book or whatever, as you were saying that, I was thinking back to just, I think it was Saturday evening. I was sitting out on our back porch. It was beautiful outside, and I had no music on. It was me, the dog. My wife had gone to bed. The dog was laying on the porch with me on our back patio. And all of a sudden, all these ideas start coming to me. There was no music, there was no anything. And so I had essentially a quiet mind.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I picked my phone up, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to remember, like I got to write these things down. I sent myself an emails, because I'm like, I'll forget these. I know I'll
That's
forget
what I
them.
do. I do the same thing. Absolutely. I put it in my notes, or I send myself an
Yeah.
email so I don't forget. Absolutely. Because
Yeah. And so
that's
now,
what
now that you
happens.
say that, and the momentum was like a snowball rolling down the hill, because I initially had 3 or 4 things. And so I start to type the email and I put my phone down, and again, no music, no anything. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you know what? Oh crap. Let me,
You
and
know
so
what? And everybody says they can't meditate, right? Because you can't shut your mind off. Trust me, I was the worst one. I was running 5 businesses. You can, and it's cumulative. 3 times a day, 20 minutes each time, no more, no less. Stay grounded. I have instructions in all of my books. Very important. It will change your entire life.
Yeah, yeah. And like you said, I just I've always wanted to try meditation. We've had some folks on the show in the past, and I've not really delved into it, to be honest with you. And I should. I got to give it a shot, because it just really resonated with me when you said that, because it just happened to me Saturday, a couple of days ago, to where I actually had a quiet mind. I wasn't listening to a book or music or, whatever it might be, and I wasn't watching television or anything like that. And all of a sudden it's like my brain just exploded. And as I'm saying that, I could think back to other times where very similar, when things were quiet, I had that quiet mind. So super powerful. And thanks for opening my eyes to that, because I hadn't really recognized it. Again, JuneEdward.com, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X. June, we're out of time here, but I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And don't forget, as always, cash flow is king.
To become part of Mr. Biz Nation, follow him on all social media platforms or never miss a show by going to MrBizRadio.com. If you prefer free video content, visit the Mr. Biz YouTube channel or check out his streaming channel, which is available on 100 plus streaming platforms at MrBizNetwork.com.